Hi, welcome to Project Geospatial. I'm Adam Simmons, and yes, it's the new year. We're back. It's been a while since we've done a broadcast, and the first thing we would like to talk about is St. Louis. We want to get an update what's going on in the geospatial scene in St. Louis, and we have a special guest, Courtney Mueller. And Courtney, how about you introduce yourself first before we dive right in with this interview on the state of geospatial in St. Louis and all the fun activities going on over there.
Thanks, Adam. I really appreciate the chance to come on and talk a little bit about what's going on in St. Louis right now. My name is Courtney Mueller. I'm a senior consultant with Vector Communications, and we work directly with Greater St. Louis, Inc., which is the region of St. Louis's economic development arm that we work very directly with businesses and companies who are looking to locate, expand, and grow their business here in St. Louis, and also to kind of market what's going on with St. Louis throughout the country and the world. And one of the big things that we're focused on here in St. Louis is growing our geospatial industry. So it's really exciting to get a chance to come on and talk with your viewers about what's going on in St. Louis, especially with the big news that's come out for 2021.
Awesome. And before we get to that big news, let's talk about some of the organizations that are involved with championing the geospatial scene in St. Louis. Can you, I know before it was the STL Alliance when you were at GEOINT the previous year, which was 2019. We skipped 2020 in some ways.
Yes.
So can you talk about what has changed since we've seen you at GEOINT, since we've seen the St. Louis crowd at the last GEOINT symposium?
Yes. Well, obviously everybody pretty much just slept through 2020 in terms of getting out there and really getting to collect together, which is a shame because we had some really big plans for GEOINT 2020, but we're excited to continue with that. And basically when the coalition, the working group around geospatial in St. Louis is really made up of several major partners. One is the city of St. Louis. One is St. Louis County. One is the St. Louis Development Corporation, which is the economic development arm of the city of St. Louis. Greater St. Louis, Inc., which previously it was Alliance STL, which was the organization that I was representing in GEOINT, which works, again, with businesses and trying to attract, recruit, and bring them over to the St. Louis region, but also to kind of just bring together different entities who are excited about growing, the economy, business, talent here in St. Louis. And then we have some different educational and private sector partners. So working with Harris Stowe State University, which is a historically Black college here in St. Louis University, Washington University in St. Louis, Lindenwood University, Maryville, SIUE, and a host of other ones that are involved in trying to kind of work with their programs in geospatial. And then we have a lot of private companies that are interested in what's going on in that as well, like Boeing, Enterprise, Bayer, these major St. Louis companies that understand that their business is very much dependent upon location science. And so they're interested in making sure that we have the talent, we have the opportunities, we have the innovation that's going on in here in St. Louis to help their business, whether it's in ag tech or logistics. But everyone kind of sees it as this way to bring the whole industry together and bring talent here and really get some exciting, get some excitement around it, get people excited. And of course, the big thing, the reason why this is a huge deal in St. Louis is that we're the home of NGA West. That currently have 3,700 employees here in St. Louis that work for NGA. And they are building a $1.7 billion campus in North St. Louis, which is the largest public sector investment in the city of St. Louis, probably since like the 1900s, early 1900s. And it's a huge influx of not only an investment from the federal government and NGA, but also just a complete rethought of what it means to bring this industry into the heart of St. Louis and what it's going to take to really get neighborhoods activated around it, businesses excited to be part of it, students, talent, just kind of a groundswell energy around geospatial.
So what does the construction look like for NGA West right now? Is it they've already broken ground, correct? And
yes,
so they're planning on completing construction in 2023?
Construction should be finished in 2024, I believe, and they are going to be move-in ready 2025. Operational in 2025 is what we've heard. So I would imagine there's going to be some folks moving in 2024, but fully operational by 2025. And so right now, if you drive past the location in North St. Louis, you'll see a lot of cranes in the sky, and they've got the foundation poured and buildings starting to come in. So we're really starting to see some energy and excitement around it, which is great because we're in the middle of pandemic, and you often wonder if these type of projects will be stalled. But as far as we know, everything is moving forward on as planned.
Awesome. And let's talk about back to some of those companies, right? Do they have? When I was out in St. Louis before, I had a chance to visit a location with and explore the T-Rex building. That was the startup and incubator space. How much have they grown and changed in the last year?
Well, I would say that T-Rex is kind of like it's kind of like an evolution over the last 10 years. It started out as a space to host just overall kind of startups and tech incubator kind of space. So there's multiple floors of it, but sometime within the last few years, there was really an emphasis on making sure that there was a very dedicated space for geospatial startups and small companies that are looking to grow and innovate and have space that, whether it's, dedicated office space, it's co-working space, there's a lot of different options within that. And so within the last year, they opened up a place called Geosaurus, which is a nice play on words on T-Rex. That is basically a dedicated space for geospatial startups, small businesses, and innovation. And housed within T-Rex, there's also things like, capital funds, venture capital kind of portfolio management and venture capital assets, as well as other startups and folks that kind of help with that. So you're looking at kind of having access to all these different points. But this space in particular has not only office space, but it also has educational space. It has shared space. It has a lot of resources that would be necessary to give, like if you wanted to give a demonstration to a client and you wanted to make sure that you had like a smart screen and the ability to really pull up your data and show your product off and show what you're capable of, those actually exist within Geosaurus. So it's a very customized space for geospatial companies to be able to kind of come in and utilize it. And last year, the NGA announced that they were also opening what they call Moonshot Labs, which is basically a software innovation and innovation factory, essentially within Geosaurus, that is going to be a direct pipeline from NGA to the innovation community to make sure that there's a two-way street between, what's going on out here in terms of innovation and new thought, and what's happening in terms of the mission, and making sure that there's a conversation there. So to us, that's really exciting because it's a little bit of an unusual move, I think, in terms of having access directly to a federal agency. But that is currently under construction, and anticipate that it should be done this spring. And so we hope
way ahead of the actual NGA West construction.
Yes, yeah, actually, yeah, the Moonshot Lab should be way ahead of the NGA West itself. So we anticipate that some of the folks who are currently at the existing NGA headquarters will be moving in, along with, especially once the pandemic lifts and more people are returning to work. There's a high demand for office space and just general access to Moonshot Labs. So we expect that those spaces will fill up pretty quickly, and hopefully looking to expand beyond the floors to make sure that, really think that there's going to be a huge presence of geospatial within T-Rex, just given the amount of energy and interest and investment that's happening in these startups right now.
Awesome. No, I appreciate that rundown. So I think that's an excellent transition to the big news for St. Louis for 2021 this year. It just got announced. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So apparently we have been selected to host the GEOINT for 2021. That will be happening October 3rd through the 5th. And originally it was supposed to be in Orlando coming this May, but because of obviously the pandemic and trying to push back the timeline to make sure that people get a chance to get vaccinated and kind of come around on some different social distancing, we were selected to host this year, and we're really excited about it. That means that we'll be hosting in 2021, 2023, and 2025.
So you better get used to St. Louis, folks. We're going to see a lot of it in the next couple of years. So.
Yes, everybody's really excited to come visit us for GEOINT. But I promise you that we are working very hard to make sure that well, we are not going to have Disney World. We will certainly try our best to make sure that this is a really exciting place to host GEOINT. Our convention center is downtown. It's right on Washington Avenue. It's about 3 blocks from T-Rex. So you will be able to walk back and forth for tours to see what's going on with Moonshot Labs and Geosaurus. It's also just a few blocks from Busch Stadium, for the home of the St. Louis Cardinals, and the St. Louis and Enterprise Center with the St. Louis Blues. And it's just about a mile or so to the new campus with NGA West. Probably also about a mile to the existing campus for NGA West. So it's right in the heart of downtown St. Louis. It's a great location. And we're really looking to bring a lot of unusual partners and a lot of folks into the GEOINT conference so that people really get a flavor for what the energy and momentum is in St. Louis for geospatial business.
Awesome. Well, it sounds exciting. It's a quick notice. Usually folks get a lot more notice than this. But
yeah, a little more than 7.
They haven't even opened registration up yet. So I'm sure there's a lot more planning in the works. And hopefully we'll get to plan the trip out there for October. So how does this, in terms of, ahead of NGA West opening up, ahead of Moonshot Labs, ahead of everybody kind of coming into back to work from the COVID lifting from the vaccinations, do you think the conference itself could drive a lot of job interests and spurring businesses to come out to St. Louis?
Yeah, because I think that for a lot of geospatial companies that know that St. Louis, obviously we're the home of NGA West, they maybe got a flavor for what St. Louis was doing at GEOINT 2019, maybe kind of have an idea that there's some things happening out here. This is a chance for us to really show, like, what does that mean that we want to be a geospatial center of excellence? Like, what does that mean? And here in St. Louis, it's really about collaboration. So we realize that we're not DC and we're not necessarily Colorado Springs in terms of having the established geospatial industry within it. It's really kind of a startup type of environment. And that means a lot of collaboration. So there's a lot of interest amongst the educational institutions to make sure that they're going to be bringing in students, not only college students who are interested in finding jobs with geospatial companies, but also like our K through 12, which is one of the big pillars of, it's called GeoFutures, which is the St. Louis's strategic roadmap to really build up our geospatial industry, is focused very specifically around building up geospatial talent, and that it starts right there in kindergarten. So it starts from kindergarten through 12. So there will be hopefully bringing in a lot of students to take a look and see, what does geospatial mean? What does it mean to be interested in location science? What are the type of what is interesting? What kind of skill set does it take? Because we want kids who are growing up here in St. Louis to, just as we know what an inning is and what how to play baseball because of the St. Louis Cardinals, we want them to have the same understanding of geospatial. So kids growing up here should have a baseline understanding of what geospatial is, so that they always think of it as a possible career, because that's what we want to be known for. And we also want to make sure that the private companies are really making appearance as well. So we want to make sure that private companies, even those who don't typically get involved in geospatial kind of activities, understand how this is beneficial to their bottom line, because everybody is involved in logistics. Everybody is involved in location science. If you have a product that you have to take somewhere else, then you're probably interested in geospatial technology and intelligence. And so we want to make sure that everyone here in St. Louis has an idea of what's going to go on at GEOINT, so that we have a real two-way kind of, we want to talk to you, they want to talk to us kind of environment, and really get people to show what's going on here in St. Louis.
Well, that's exciting. And if St. Louis treats geospatial like they treat their sports teams, it's going to be crazy and even more exciting. So it is a little bit like that. If for any of you who were at 2019, the mayor Lyda Cruzen came to GEOINT 2019. We had a full delegation of about 40 people that came in, including some of our biggest civic actors in economic development. And it was really like it was a cheerleading section. We brought like snacks from St. Louis. We brought treats. We brought T-shirts. We got
We threw parties.
It was like a remote visitor center for St. Louis in GEOINT.
Yes.
But then the after party was all about, it was like come party with us because the hockey team won the championship.
Yeah. We were in the Stanley Cup during GEOINT, and so in the playoffs. So we actually we hosted a watch party in San Antonio, one of the local bars that was supportive of the Blues, and which was a ton of fun. So, and we did win the Stanley Cup. So, yay! But I think that you can kind of expect a little bit of that too if you come here for GEOINT in 2021. Besides the fact that you're probably stir crazy and would like to get out of the house for a few days, I would expect that we'll have a lot of barbecue and blues and sports, and just it's a gorgeous time of year. So really hoping to kind of give people a flavor of what it's like to live and work here in St. Louis, and just to kind of check us out and find out a little bit more, because we really hope to, as NGA West really grows its mission and its presence here in St. Louis with the new campus, we want to kind of grow alongside of it.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Courtney, for joining us and giving us a rundown of the current status of St. Louis geospatial scene, as well as the upcoming GEOINT symposium that was announced by USGAF. Thank you for coming on, sharing all that. And we hope to pop in once in a while for some updates over the coming months as it develops. People want to hear how St. Louis is going to adapt to the current situation and what GEOINT could look like ahead of the big event. So, once again, pleasure.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity.
Awesome. Well, everyone, thanks for joining us again for the new year in Project Geospatial. We have a big schedule and lots of events lined up. Look for that in the coming days, if not the coming week or two. That'll all be released soon. And thanks for listening. Talk to you next time.